Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Daytona on the back of the real-life 500-mile race earlier tonight. It's time for the Oakhouse Racing Xfinity Championship to come here for round number 7 of our season. We're going to reach the halfway mark of our championship at the end of this round, by the way. And it's great to be back with you on Motormouth Broadcasting here on Sunday nights once again. I'm Ian O'Leary alongside Dean Biggles for this broadcast on Motormouth Broadcasting of the Oakhouse Racing Xfinity Series. Good to be back on Sunday nights, Biggles, for the Xfinity Series. I know that you've done a lot of Daytona in the last few weeks, but and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to it, but there's no better time of year to go and do it. Super Speedway racing, there's roughly 20 drivers in the field also, and we're hoping that it's going to be a good Super Speedway race for 200 miles here tonight.
Yes, welcome everybody, and welcome Ewan. Should be, as you said, some good racing at the Super Speedway here at Daytona and South in Florida. We'll see how that pans out for these drivers that are underway during their qualifying session. We'll have a look quickly at the schedule as well too, Ewan, just to let everybody at home know where we are progressing and how far we're progressing and how far more we have to progress, of course.
Yeah, we are racing every week until the start of April now on Sunday nights here. See, Talladega and Daytona, since this schedule was released, have been switched so that Daytona is on the night of the Daytona 500. Talladega is going to be the fourth last round of our season. Next week we're in Dover for the final short track, I guess you can say, of the season. I don't think that's a controversial thing to say. Homestead, 1.5 mile intermediate tracks all the way to the end, really. Michigan there as well. Talladega Super Speedway to break it up, but Nashville, Charlotte and Darlington to round out the season. So a lot of intermediates to the second half of this season, and not too many short tracks at all over the course of this calendar. We've already had Phoenix in the middle of January. We've had our road course as well last week at Sonoma as well. So a pretty intermediate heavy calendar, and I get the feeling that this is going to be a little bit of a lottery, as Daytona always is, but a bit of a free hit for everybody as well, because you don't get Super Speedways coming along too often. Only 2 of the 14 rounds, or 3 of the 14 rather, with Atlanta there as well, are actually Super Speedway rounds, and it's breaking up, as I say, a lot of intermediate tracks, so a bit of a free hit for us here tonight in this series.
Heading to the Lady in Black too to round it off at the end there. That'll be very interesting. With the Darlington Stripe, we'll see how many of those drivers will earn one of those here at Oakhouse Racing. Drivers are just currently at the moment just wrapping up their lone qualifying at the moment, my friend, and then we'll be ready to have a grid.
Yep, indeed. They are only about 5 minutes through the session, and people are staggering their times, which I'm very pleased about from the broadcast perspective, because it means we've got people to watch all the way through. Frank Ranger is currently the leader of the session with a 50.7. John Russo is next out onto the racetrack, though. Not going one by one, we haven't got time for that, but they are staggering their lap times, it looks like, at the moment. In terms of the points at the moment, by the way, John Russo currently sits in 10th place in the point standings. Just let you know where everybody is actually in the standings heading into this round. Logan Gill, 2-time race winner from this season, is leading the way by 95 points in front of Brad Compton. Jason McCook up to 3rd place after a good road course performance last week. He's 125 behind the championship leader. George Kurafidis and Howard Peoples are tied for 4th position and tied for 6th place behind them. Wesley Beasley, Weasley Beasley, as I'm resisting calling him often, and Kevin as well there as well. Jason Trockey is next in line, then Frank Ranger and John Russo to round out the top 10, just over 200 points away from Logan Gill. Plenty of familiar names, Biggles, from the broadcast we do on Thursday nights of the Oakhouse Racing Truck Series, if you want to come along on Motormouth for that broadcast as well. It's always a lot of fun. These races, though, are 75 miles longer, and we did cover the back end of last season as well, towards the Christmas time, and they were, I really enjoyed the Xfinity Series because they were slightly longer and more considered races, and very often we would get green flag pit stops in in every race we did actually in the last 5 races in the season. We got a green flag pit stop and a full green flag run-in, which I personally really enjoyed. We'll see whether we get one of those tonight. We've been told that fuel is only 26 laps. Are we going to get a fuel run or a green flag run that's longer than 25 laps to see green flag pit stops? I personally think so, and that's always a fascinating part of a Super Speedway race. Pitting on a Super Speedway, always very, very difficult.
Absolutely, because you need your dancing partners to go down there. Otherwise, you just get left alone. You're in big trouble. Once again, you need a pack. It'd be interesting to see how many cars minimum you would need in the Xfinity series there, Ewan. Like, I mean, would you like to have about 4 cars with you? I mean, 3 cars, maybe 2 cars. You might not just have the pace to hook up on the bumpers.
I was going to say 3 or 4. It's difficult to say, isn't it? Because I've only really got experience. I once did a race at Daytona that was 110 laps, I think, in the next gens, and it was green the whole way. And 3 drivers decided very early to make a pit stop and run on their own, and they effectively won the race between the 3 of them just by running on their own as a 3. So, but that was next gen cars, so I don't know how it would be different for these Xfinity cars now. I would say 3 or 4 minimum, but it's not the biggest field in the world. We've got over 20 as people are joining even now while qualifying's ongoing here with a couple of minutes left. So you're not going to have a big group coming down in pit lane, and you won't want loads of people coming in because pit entry, as we know, is very, very difficult here on this racetrack, coming from 200 miles an hour effectively all the way down to pit speed, having not touched the brakes for minutes. And that can be a real problem getting onto pit lane. So, I think that will be a point of contention here. But none of the groups we see coming down pit lane should be that big, I would suspect, because, as you say, it can get very busy. But you will want somebody to come down with you. Otherwise, on your own, you will be going too slowly, and that will give you no chance of coming back to the rest of the field, really. You'll need a caution to catch back up. Always fascinating to see that work itself out. Brian Wayne goes up to 6th place meantime. Andrew Floyd, the last driver, seemingly setting a time at the moment, getting it wound up in the 11 car. I know that it's not the most exciting to watch Daytona qualifying, but it's fascinating to me in terms of how they actually get themselves up to speed here and use that first lap going right up high next to the wall and trying to get the maximum speed possible, ready for the actual lap, which comes in second time round.
And not crossing the double yellow line as well too. So obviously you don't see all the drivers doing that, but you can't push those track limits at all here in Daytona, especially during the qualifying session. I've done a lot of for the big Daytona 500 events before. We've actually covered the qualifying. It's actually quite interesting when they do one after the other. And then as you said, Ewan, you get to see them build up the speed and everything like that. And you go through and find out where they're going to pan out at the moment. Of course, too, where they come out. Like if you come out later, do the drivers start getting a little bit more speed? Does the track conditions change anything? There's a lot at play here when you've got lap times that are separated by thousandths of a second, really.
Yeah, it is very, very close, always here at Daytona. A lot of guys either choosing or indeed enforcing the not qualifying here. This is only the 11th driver, so Floyd may be deciding, well, even if I just get a time on the ball, I'm going to be in the field, and there he is, 10th place. Bill Bosworth's time wasn't very good, 52.5. He only did one lap, though, to be fair, so I think he wanted to set a lap time, but be at the back. We were just talking to Jason Trunky as well, just before we got going here as well, Bill, about what he's going to do. Said he was thinking about hanging around at the back initially, as Floyd's not going to get a chance to get his second lap time in here. I really advocate for that call here at Super Speedways. Hang around at the back early on and pick up the places later on. I think it's a very underrated strategy here.
I do remember you were talking about that in the green room earlier. Yeah, sometimes that can work out quite well for you. The only problem is you get big accidents as well too. If you get caught in a big one, no fast repair in this series, so you might be struggling a little bit with repairs and stuff like that. But that's the gamble that you pay. But you're very capable of coming back from anywhere really and winning this race, especially at the grid we have tonight. Which, speaking of, let's bring it up.
Indeed, let's see where everybody is in the Outhouse Racing Xfinity Series tonight. Frank Ranger takes the pole from Daytona and will be alongside Brandon Biggs on the front row of the grid. Second row, Chasen McCook with third ahead of John Russo, top 10 in points. McCook, of course, third place in points, also third place in this qualifying session. Wesley Beasley qualifies fifth in front of Ryan Wayne, who we saw the last driver to complete his allocated 2 laps here tonight from Daytona. David McCullough and James Burns then share row 4. Rounding out the top 10 just behind them, it's Joshua Wise and Andrew Floyd, who we saw the last driver over the line there. He only did 1 lap time in qualifying though, and so couldn't really get up to speed. Neither could Bill Ponsma, who is 11th. And then the non-qualifiers. Points leader Logan Gill will start right in the midfield despite the fact he didn't qualify here for this race at Daytona tonight. Behind Brad Compton, who's next in the championship, second in points in the championship, will start behind Kevin Nerat, who's in the top 10 in points as well. Will start from 14th place. Travis Burton next in front of Jay LeGrave, who's ahead of Brady LeGrave, by the way, in the number 1 car. The LeGraves were running out together in practice. Wonder whether there's going to be an alliance there at some point. Jay Trockey starts from 18th and will stay down there, I'd imagine, for the early stages of this race. Sean LeGrave, there's the other one, in 19th, and John Edwards, who rounds out the top 20, and Michael Cole, who got into the grid pretty late on, is 21st on row 11 by himself. As the pace trip pulls underway and the drivers make their way around onto the banking. So you can see there, it's 80 laps tonight. Temperature is nothing to get concerned about, 24 degrees Celsius, 75 Fahrenheit, and it never really is a concern at Daytona. It's always worth noting in this series that they've got 4 tyre sets, but they won't be needing those here today. Tyres will be taken maybe at some point throughout the race, but they're far from the important part. 4 tyres to change onto, 5 tyre sets for the overall race. It's the fuel limit that everyone's going to be concerned about here. Just 65% means they can only go, we're hearing, 26 laps roughly.
26 laps, so hopefully green flag racing. You'd imagine if they do get a caution during that one there, Ewan, you would expect that they probably would go in and get a free cheap pit stop if required. So we'll see how that pans out for those drivers here to this evening. Welcome, and Tristan's out there. Logan Gill will win this race. Mark his words. All right? There you go. We're marking your words. We're locking it in.
He says that every week, of course. The only time he didn't was on Thursday when Logan Gill wasn't there. So, I bet you can guess who he's a fan of. It's a chance for anybody to win, really. Ooh. We always say this at Daytona. It is unpredictable, and that's what the charm of this race at the racetrack and this race indeed is. Now you can see the field all in behind. 21 drivers all ready to go for 200 miles of racing here from Daytona. 80 laps. We don't have stages in this series. We have the Winster Cup point system, which means there's points at the end of the race, and there are more of them as well, which is a good thing to my mind. Logan Gill comes into today with a 95-point lead over Brad Compton and more than 100 points over the rest. Can he extend that tonight, or will it get closed as Frank Ranger in the Toyota gets himself towards the restart zone? The green flag's in the air from Daytona. We're underway for 200 miles in the Xfinity Series.
At the moment, get the temperature into those tyres and get ready to go racing. I'd expect to see maybe just a little bit of too wide action. I wouldn't expect to see it getting 3x3 just yet there, Ewan.
No, that's for later on in the day. Up high in the 2 car. Wesley Beasley was trying to take some positions, but not going to get much look out there. And immediately, guys pulling below the double yellows. Look at this. Guys trying to get themselves to the back of the field. There's almost half this field who want to be at the back and not in the middle. And then there's the 10 out front who are racing. First caution's out, though. And it is Sean LeGrave, I think, who has got into trouble here in the 18. And there he is, spinning to the inside. Well, very, very early caution, and it wasn't really anything to do with the leaders. Doesn't seem to be a big crash.
Let's go back and have a look. I think you're out on that one. Maybe just a spin on cold tyres, isn't it? Let's have a look. There's a few of the drivers just getting down the inside apron to get out of that. He comes straight up and just bangs straight into... Me. Who is that? I mean, I'm sure.
Trying to see who that is on the way past. Can't quite identify the number, but...
Jay.
It might have been Jay, yeah. Might have been. Oh, Michael Cole was around there. Yeah, I mean, this is... It was indeed Jay Trockey. Yeah. Just comes straight into him there. That is very, very unusual. And unfortunate as well for Trockey. And piling in, that was that Cole piling in there, I think?
Michael Cole, yeah.
Oh, was it... Yeah, it might have been. And so, yeah, bit of damage to a couple of cars down there, but very silly accident to have at any stage of the race, never mind lap 1.
Yeah, just got to be aware that there's a driver there. I'm sure he's spot off. Even the iRacing spot will let you know that there's a car there. And that's what Jay would not want, wasn't it? By electing to get starting at the back there, just going, all right, I'm going to take it easy and just hopefully avoid everything, and then immediately it's taken out by Sean, but you'd expect that Jay might be okay. The damage on that.
The damage shouldn't be too bad. But this is the counter argument to those who say, well, no, I don't want to start at the back actually, because then I'm definitely going to get caught up. I mean, look at this. He can't do anything. He's next to the wall anyway. And he's drifting a little bit to the left, but Grave is drifting a long way to the right for me. And yeah, I mean, this is the counter argument though, isn't it? Some will argue if you're at the back of the field, you're more likely to get caught up in stuff like that, so you need to try and fight for the lead, because then you'll be ahead of silly stuff like that happening at the back of the field. And when you see that, you can see their point.
This is an early pit stop for some of these drivers now. So we do have Logan coming down there, Kevin Nerat, Brad Compton, Travis Burton, Jay himself that we just saw before, Trocky, there John Edwards, Michael Cole, and Sean McGrave. So very interesting. You can imagine Sean, yes, go ahead and he might have some repairs to do. But some of these other drivers, literally, we haven't had one lap yet. And they're topping up.
Well, the reason being, let's say this race is indeed, or these tanks do indeed go 26 laps, let's say. 26 laps 3 times gets you to lap 78. As far as my maths is concerned. So that's 2 laps short of lap 80. Now, if this race goes green, these guys are covering themselves off, because these guys will be able to go to the end. Yes, indeed, it is only, half a lap of green flag racing, as you point out. However, it is also enough fuel available there for them to top off now and make it to the end of the race on just 2 more stops. Now, they are thinking a long way ahead by saying this race might go green to the very end. I understand that. However, they've got to cover themselves off here. So they're into pit lane. And, of course, some of them are doing damage repairs. Jay Trocky, Sean LeGrave and Michael Cole are all still in there.
That is true. No fast repairs. Just looks like Kevin and John Edwards, Kevin Nerat and John Edwards, just have a little splash and dash on that one. But the rest of the drivers taking quite a bit of time. Maybe even, you would imagine tyres there, but we'll get that information up soon.
Yeah.
There's no stop on the top 12, but we'll still look at the repair counter there. It says because Logan Gill's went in there for 30... Looks like Logan Gill went in there for 31 seconds stationary. Travis Burton, 23 seconds. Brad Compton, 30 seconds. So, that's interesting. Drivers come back out.
I think most of them have got most of their damage repaired, maybe with the exception of Sean LeGrave, who's about to pop onto there as well. LeGrave was just a bit braver in terms of how much fuel he could, how much repair he could get done. There he goes, just slipping off pit lane. And the lights go off the pace truck now, so they're really going to have to race around now to get to the back of the field in time. But let's hope for a cleaner restart here. But what's been very encouraging, I think, so far is just the tentativeness everybody's taken these early laps with. You don't want to see at Daytona everybody racing as if their hair's on fire and causing cautions all the time. I think it was unfortunate that we saw that first caution. Now we can see, hopefully a long green flag run here of proper good racing here at Daytona. And people just taking it cautiously, because that's what we started to see towards the back at the beginning of that green flag run before it was interrupted, of course, through the first 2 corners.
Let's hope they do better than England does in the World Cup of Cricket. We'll see. It didn't take me long to bring that one.
You're in a glass house there throwing stones.
Yes, I am in a glass house throwing stones. Well, at the same time, let's hope we'll put it this way. Let's hope they get the pace a bit better than what Aston Martin's practice pace is looking like so far this season. There you go. How's that one?
There you go.
They're looking like they're 4 seconds off the pace.
Somebody might get that reference as well. Because I don't know how many people watching this right now will have understood what you're talking about. I've only ever met one American who's ever seen cricket before. So,
but I mean back to Formula One, of course, on that one with the Aston Martins. Get that one.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
Hey, America won their cricket game last night.
Yes.
So there you go. And if you start tuning in, America does have a team, a cricket team in the World Cup, and they have been winning as well too in the group stages. So you don't know. Maybe they might make their way through to the next round.
Probably not, but you never know.
They did last one, actually.
Yeah, that's true. 4 laps gone here at Daytona then, and Jason McCook will get them underway. Had a nice start on the initial start of this race, getting up 2 places in just a couple of corners. He leaves the field away for the first restart of the night.
Beasley, David McCullough. And Chase McCook in the lead. So they're getting a little loosey-goosey at the back there. Someone got the 07 ones up there floating with the fence there. That's James Burns.
Not sure what he's doing there, to be honest. A bit more conviction from everybody this time. Not everybody pulling down below the yellow lines, which is good news really, but everybody migrating to the low side, which is not helping McCullough and Ranger, who are stuck on the outside. I think this might be by design for Frank Ranger as well, because don't forget he qualified on the pole and now he's up on the high side. Floyd coming to join them though. The outside line taking a little bit of time to get itself formed up, but now it's going.
A little bit of a blinker there as well too. It's not going to be too good for some of these drivers to get up to speed. Oh, that's close, isn't it? That's the 19 of Frank Ranger there, and we're on board with Joshua Wise, so easy going. It's a long way to go if you want to. Long way to the top if you want to rock and roll, that's for sure.
Beasley goes to the top now to try and take the race lead away from Chase and McCook, and some of them are pulling below the double yellow now to try and get out the way. Ooh. Oh, trouble! Trouble in front! They go down below the apron. They were okay for the moment, but there's going to be a rejoin here. He's going to have to get onto the racetrack, and this is going to be a massive loss of draft, I'm afraid, for Brandon Biggs, who's stuck below the apron. Thankfully, he didn't rejoin right in front of the field and cause a massive pile-up, but he is going to lose the draft right now comfortably.
I wondered if that was James Burns that was blinking before that. I wondered if there was kind of basically a little bit of netcode that occurred from a slight little blinking issue with the disconnections. That can happen, of course, and all the drivers are all of a sudden seeing a Houdini act of a car appearing and disappearing, and that could have been the reason why that, very narrowly avoided perhaps our second caution of the evening.
Yep, another one pulling below the double yellows there. It's quite a way to get you to... Oh, is he advancing his position down below the double yellows there?
Allowed to do that, son.
Yeah,
Bill.
And Bonsma is that. Did he get ahead of the 59 there by going down below, or was he just avoiding action, or was he just being let back into line there after going down below? I'm not entirely sure, but that was a bit unusual. Wasn't using it to go backwards like we've seen from most of these drivers so far who have. Brad Compton and Kevin Nera have lost the draft as well, by the way. So that's a duo off the back, and maybe it's because they're fighting at the front of the field. Lap 8, and it's Andrew Floyd who leads this race.
We give it to Brandy as well too. Brady, sorry, he's up biggest gainer in this race at the moment too. It was along with John Edwards too. 12 positions and 13 positions gained at the moment. We've got that 13 looks sharp out there. That's referring to, where is the number 13? David Nicola. Yeah. He's in P5 currently at the moment.
In the pack at the front of the field, which is dwindling in numbers ever more now as the gap from Logan Gill starts to extend. James Burns is hanging on the back of the group, but look at the gap there. Logan Gill is a long way back there and staying away from these guys at the front of the field. Very interesting that they're deciding to do that here. I mean, I get hanging around at the back, but actually losing the draft actively there is very interesting. 4.5 seconds off the others. They're actively losing time here. And who's that below the double yellows at the moment as well? There's something going on down there with the apron. Very strange that they, I don't think there's been an incident, has there, that's sent them all the way back there?
I don't think so. It's just Bill dropping all the way back. Here he is here. I'm not sure if he's even up to full pace or something, but doesn't sound like that's up full pace, mate. No. That sounds like it's lifting coasting there for some reason. Might have a problem. Might have a cat jump on your lap, or pedals will come loose or something like that. Happens, of course, in the virtual world.
Indeed, I've seen a pole sitter spin up the tyres and spin around in front of the field because of a cat. Yeah.
It's always a cat, isn't it? Bill's car. I think Bill's heading into pit road. Oh, he had a black flag too. Whoa, Bill!
Oh, and he's in the wall. Well, yeah. That'll be the end of the day as far as competitiveness for Bill Bonsma is concerned. It's had a very strange race tonight, and it's only lasted 10 laps, unfortunately, for him here at Daytona. Laps clocked off very, very quickly round here, of course, as the leaders continued to battle away, and Beasley and Floyd battle for the race lead. But it's Beasley who's got the run-off of 4, and I think he's going to take the lead. Or is it going to be Floyd? It will be Wesley Beasley in the 2 car that leads another lap here at Daytona. The end of 10 laps already.
I just wondered if there was a technical issue with Bill before, wasn't it? Something didn't seem to be right. Just crashed the truck a little bit three wide action maybe there, as you see. Interesting, gentlemen. So start your engines, take care of your engines as well.
That was quite close to three wide moment that, well, it's a lot more difficult here at Daytona than it is at Talladega, let's put it that way, to execute. We'll see it though later on in the race, there's no doubt about that in my mind. We're going to see some three wide action a little bit later on. Up towards the line again. Beasley's going to lead another lap here. He's controlling this race nicely, but the rhythm is continuing here. Three wide now. Edwards been split now by Burton, I think that is, in the 92 car that goes through the middle. And there's a place gain. That's a nice way to make your way up the outside line.
Into the 92, yep, up 9 places as well too.
Now the momentum with the outside line, with Travis Burton moving up. Beasley is getting closer to a race lead here, or rather Floyd, sorry, is getting close to a race lead. Beasley's trying to stop it, of course. McCook gives him a good push in towards turn 3, and so he's got the run out of the turn. And again, the inside line prevails. The outside just not quite getting the momentum required to go on and take the race lead here.
Ooh, they're getting a little loosey-goosey at the back there as well too, in the back of the pack, as you can see. Holding it on. Let's see if we can get some good green flag running, gentlemen. That's what we would like to see. Let's see if fuel situations and strategies come into play. Will be interesting. Otherwise, if you do have a caution coming up anytime soon, I would imagine that majority of your fuel will come in. There, Ewan.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah, some of these drivers have already
three of this leading group have made pit stops. Burton and LeGrave for repairs, but John Edwards had time for 2 tyres there. He took the fuel of a driver who's taken 2 tyres. I'm not sure whether he actually would have. The pit info, by the way, comes from the pit stop time itself and our estimates. I'm not entirely sure whether he actually would have gone up on the jacks there and taken 2 tyres, but anyway, he's got a bit more fuel. What we're trying to say, though, is that most of these guys are not refueled from that first caution, and so they may only be able to go another 12 laps or so.
That's right. As we showed at the top of the hour as well too, 65% fuel capacity, no fast repairs in this series.
Five tyre sets through the day. They're using one of them now. Beasley! Oh, he defends from Floyd, and that's a big stack up now on the outside line. There's more cars in the wall. We get away with it through NASCAR turns 3 and 4.
Wow. That could have been pearl-shaped to that one. Had to really lift off and scrub some speed. I don't know if Wesley realised was he clear enough was the key, wasn't it? Because it was just a bumper to bumper there, and not the bumper to the rear quarter panel of the car. Otherwise, it would have turned them.
Now, it was a risky block, though, don't you think, for the first quarter of the race? I mean, it's actually created such an effect that maybe even now Joshua Wise and Sean LeGrave are going to lose the draft. They've got to be very careful here. Wise is not getting any closer on the back of the train there. You can see them in the background. LeGrave isn't getting any closer either. Wise is getting back into the draft now, into turn 3. So he's getting somewhere. Moving up to the top goes one of the other LeGraves. That's Brady LeGrave in the number 1. So they're all moving up now. They're all starting to just form back up on the outside again and challenge Beasley again.
Here we go. So if they can get up on the bumper, that'll be a nice push here. It might push David into the lead of this race currently at the moment. If they do hook up with him, yes they are. Just loose. Got to get on there. That's the only problem. If you are hooking up with somebody and you're connecting bumpers, you got to make sure that you're very careful doing it into the turns. Otherwise, you'll be turned pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's a drag race. McCook pushing Beasley. McCullough being pushed by LeGrave, and very well too. And here comes the 79 rather, of the other LeGrave. Brady LeGrave is there on the number 1. Then it's Jay in the 79. Sean LeGrave is off the back of this group, but not quite just yet. Still just about a second off. You just see him at the top of the screen there, clinging on to this front group.
Add another leader to the collection. Whoa! There we go.
Trouble. And they save it. Wow. Incredible. Incredible save. Beasley carries on. Oh, the number 1, though, is spinning to the inside.
Yellow flag is
and
out.
Caution flies.
Whoa. Well,
that's why wanted to be off the back of the train, those guys, but it's Beasley and LeGrave. For me, LeGrave is coming over on Beasley, but let's see it again here. Well, look, Beasley's coming up a little bit. Oh, no, sorry. It's the opposite way around. Beasley is not following that double yellow, and he does hit the wall pretty hard.
Yeah, that's the 1 into the 2, isn't it?
Oh, the 2 into the 1.
Or the 2 into the 1.
Yeah, that's Beasley on Beasley for me. Look at the double yellow line and the way he drifts away from it. I know LeGrave wants to come down, but he isn't actually doing it yet. Beasley is coming up into the 1 car there for me.
And LeGrave saves it, as you can see. And I think eventually he just loses it here, isn't it? At that point, when the car's almost at a full turn. I don't know if that was the cause of the caution or if it was Beasley that caused the caution. Either way, that accident that you did see did cause a caution. And it will be our second one for the evening. Now, you'd imagine right now, drivers were going to come down to the pit road in probably a handful of laps anyway. They're Ewan, so you'd imagine now they're going to come down for sure.
Yep, and it might create a lot of fuel saving in this next run because we'll go green with just about less than 60 to go. And if they might want to stretch it to 30 laps of a stint on fuel so that they can maybe get to just having 1 stop remaining. But let's wait and see on that. Good evening to everyone joining in YouTube chat, by the way. How people's
from our truck series.
Yeah, Howard joining in, and indeed from this series as well. He's talking about Logan Gill, that he's just riding around down the back there. The problem for me, Howard, and maybe you could explain it. What if there isn't a caution for a long time and Logan suddenly, 10, 20, 30 seconds or maybe even getting lapped as a result of hanging off the back by so far? That's what, I absolutely understand hanging around at the back of the group because that's what I've been doing. But creating your own group, I'm not quite as sure about, but there you go. Maybe there is some explanation for it that I'm not thinking of at the moment. Surely everybody's got to be in here, although not everybody in. John Edwards carries on, so does Frank Ranger and Ryan Wayne. Now, are they going to stop second time round? Remains to be seen, but they've not stopped this time, and they're going to run out of fuel in about 10 laps.
John Edwards did stop there back on lap 2, remember, at the very start of this race, and he stopped for 8 seconds, so a bit of splash of fuel. Probably got a few more laps, no doubt, than the rest of them, but definitely not Frank Ranger there and Ryan Wayne. They have not come down, so you know for a fact that at some point they're going to run out of gasolina. Unless they're just hoping for another safety car, because, cautions breed cautions, as you know, they're yours.
Well, yeah, but is it going to in the first half of this race? I'm not quite as sure, to be honest.
Now, I am going to probably adjust the stats to say I don't think they're taking 2 tyres. I think that's probably a fuel stop, which we'll calculate probably around 9 seconds. I'm not sure. What do you think?
It's the same. Yeah. It's the same length of time though, which is the problem.
It's true.
It's the problem with the info. Normal for pretty much every other track other than Daytona and Talladega, it works very well at the seconds we have it at. But yeah, it thinks whenever you go over a certain amount that 2 tyres have been taken, and that's just not necessarily the case here at Daytona. So yeah, that does make it a little bit difficult, but maybe they have taken 2. To be honest, I mean, it's not like they're constrained for tyre sets. No. It wouldn't have cost them any time to take 2 tyres either. So if they wanted to, then I don't think there's any reason why they couldn't.
Yep, that's true. Once again, unfortunately, iRacing do not provide this information. This is information that we have in a calculator that we have in the back. I guess iRacing just don't do it because they don't want to share the information out to other drivers that are watching broadcasts or spectating races and stuff like that, do they? So as a little insider information. But I guess if you are spectating the race, you can actually see if a car goes up on the jacks, and you could use your own little calculators to work it out anyway, couldn't you? So we do get the information of how long they've spent stationary in the pit box. You can see if a car's going up on the jacks, so there's really not too much information that you can hide, is there, from the drivers. Of course, inside the cars, inside the cockpits and stuff like that, we don't have any fuel information. None of that's actually provided to us. And the drivers get that. But there, we also got Howard saying, let's watch out for the 92 and the 29 working together. And he's referring to Travis Burton here. And the 29 Where is the 29, my friend?
29
That's
is...
your 29 out there. Yeah. Which is the
No.
29 car you're referring to there, Howard?
Well,
might help us out.
there might be a 29, but not in the timing.
Right.
That's always the difference there, which is
That's
very
true.
frustrating. Or indeed, we're both blind.
Oh, he said 12 he means. Okay, there it is.
Oh, 12.
So the 12, and we'll find the 12 now.
He could say so many numbers
He could
right
say
now.
so many. I think,
make us look.
we got no 12 either.
Logan Gill is the 12.
Yeah,
you could make it. He could say so many numbers. Have this, oh no, I meant the 98 or whatever,
Yeah.
and we'd go looking and we'd not find it. Don't do that, by the way, for anybody who's watching.
Don't give them ideas,
but-
yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, giving them ideas to send us absolutely loopy, but there you go. We're about to go back green flag racing. 60 laps to go. I do wonder how possible it's going to be to actually make it on just one stop from here, and whether anybody is going to try it at all. I suspect it's very, very difficult, and nobody's going to try it. Nobody needs to. If this race is going to go 60 laps to the end, it will be very impressive. But let's wait and see. Going to be interesting to see what happens to those three who stayed out here: Edwards, Ranger, and Wayne. I think personally are in a bit of trouble here. But if they coordinate amongst themselves and they come together, and even if they have to make a green flag pit stop, 3 cars on their own wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, as long as they're quick cars, of course, but that is down to them. Green flag back in the air at Daytona. The 9 of John Edwards gets us back underway with 60 to go.
Well, it looks like Beasley's gone in there too, just to chip it out some of those repairs as well too. So it's an undrivable car for him. The number 2 Ford is going to go a couple of laps down at the moment. As we're back to green flag racing, John Edwards in the lead, 19 places up. But once again, there's the drivers up front there. Have only made a pit stop early or haven't made a pit stop just yet.
Yeah, indeed. Still waiting for those two to make their way on down as they come into 3 and 4 again. So who is going to be leading the lines? Who's going to be getting pushed? Well, John Edwards, having restarted from the front, is obviously going to be leading the inside line at the moment. Is being pushed by Wayne, who also hasn't stopped here. McCullough is pushing Ranger on the outside line, and I think that's the pole sitter leading out there at the end of lap number 21. Hasn't led too many despite getting pole so far.
No. Has not. Frank? As you can currently see at the moment, just 2 laps really leading in the pole sitter.
So the 5 bonus points for leading the most laps very much still on the cards here for anybody. The biggest total is 9. Even if you don't have any laps led so far, you can absolutely go on and lead 9. Edwards looking for his 4th lap led here. Ranger just his 3rd if he can get his nose in front. And oh dear, it's never
blinking.
nice that, is it, when you've got a blinking car in the middle of all that.
Dave's done it a couple of times, David McCullough, so he's got to be very, very careful. He doesn't know he's blinking. That's the thing. It's up to the other drivers to probably let it on the horn. 3 wide action behind here. That could be dangerous. Whoa, it is dangerous, Ewan. That's a big one.
Big one!
That's a huge one.
Lap 23 and the big one at Daytona.
Wow. Who was on
Cars in the air, upside down. Gill gets through, leading this race.
Wow.
But just on an early part of a restart there, everybody was close together, and there are very few cars who are undamaged after that.
Yep, this is about half the field that's out. Here's Jay Trockey. He's going to see this massive wreck, and he almost got through it.
Nearly.
And then, of course, bang, you collected up on it too. Look, it goes right up at his lid too. Look at this. That's one of the biggest smashes I've ever seen, my friend. Look at
Goodness
this.
me.
I mean,
Still
count
going.
the spins.
I'm dizzy.
I'm going to actually go on board there, and we'll keep that whiff the whole time there for Jay. So have a look at this. Hide your
Now, if
children.
you've got motion sickness.
And if you've got them, put them to bed immediately, because this is a huge accident.
Oh, Jesus. That is a massive crash.
I've never seen it. I've never seen a car flip like that before, my friend. Ever. That's probably the record.
Goodness me. I mean, how many are we going to have left is the question that is begged after that accident. It's just the 17, the first one to go, straight into the 3. And, well, then you're in it. I mean, Logan Gill gets through there cleanly. There's a bit of contact for some of them, but they'll get away with some of the damage there. Some of those guys down low. And like Chaser McCook, it won't be 13. Too bad damage. Biggs as well will get through, but there's so few cars who've gotten through there without damage.
This is kind of just where it starts, essentially, always at the front. This is the problem at super speedways. You have a big accident at the front. There's nowhere for many drivers to go.
But look at the way Jay LeGrave comes up here like he's clear, and I'm afraid he just isn't. Nope. And in the end, it maybe doesn't even matter, because out front, the two leaders of the line, Edwards and the 17 there of Ranger, come together anyway. And when the leading two go, then good luck everyone else.
And they were so bunched up, there was no time for anybody to really go down to the escape grass as well, too. That's what you do down to Daytona. You just jump down to that grass as quickly as possible and use that whole infield to save yourself. But the problem is, as you can see, there's not enough time. Maybe Sean could have gone down there for a second, but you've got to react and get the car down there. They're not agile, these really. And he gets up on his lid too. Another one of those flippers. Is not the only one, of course. Look at them cars, just absolutely everywhere. It's just carnage here. Look at the 46.
Look at Jay. That's Jay there going through the air. Goodness me.
And that was Jay saying he was going to run at the back there to avoid an incident too.
Yeah, but, and that's exactly why. That's exactly why. 4 cars are left without damage.
Wow.
Major damage anyway, and I think there might even be less than that. Joshua Wise just piles in as well. The problem at Daytona is that that's a pretty big hit at the end there, but even these guys who've gotten, a bit of damage, even aero damage right here is going to hurt you so much at Daytona.
Just about everybody's involved in this. Almost when you feel like you've escaped it, there's track blocker up there. Yeah. Bang, then you got cars just flipping across on top of you. I still can't get my head around Jay's. Well, we'll show that one again from the external camera here, so you can work out how many flips this one's going to be here for Jay.
I hope you're counting at home.
It's because it hits the inside grass, doesn't it? It just skyrockets it. It's almost like it's got little bouncing springs on it, and it finally rests. Yeah.
It's a very violent crash. In live pictures, by the way, we've seen pit stops from 3 of those who are undamaged at the front. Biggs, Compton and Gill. Travis Burton decided not to come in that time round, but look at that. That is a graveyard on pit lane there. An absolute graveyard. And Brady LeGrave tried to damage repair and then sort of stay on the lead lap, but couldn't really. Jay LeGrave seems to be gone from this race. Jay Trockey is already retired. Andrew Floyd's already retired. John Edwards the same. John Russo already retired, but he pulled over under a green flag run. We have got Brad Compton's coming in, stop off on fuel now. We're not going green this time, I don't think.
No.
Maybe Compton's got a bit more damage to repair, but there are so few on the lead lap here. This is going to be a very unusual race from this one. This moment onwards.
Doesn't look like Weasley's been in here for at least 12 minutes now. It doesn't look like there's any repairs on that car as well. Too. You'd think he should just come. Wesley. No, he should just come out now, shouldn't he? I mean, you got a good chance of winning this race if you've repaired everything.
Yeah. There's Compton again. He's 4th. Brady LeGrave's got that slightly wrong. He's a lap down. Chaser McCook's managed to stay at least only 1 lap down. So he's not out of this yet. Although he did 3 minutes of repairs, and it doesn't seem that's it. Look at that. Lights off on the pace truck. And look at that.
Logan survived this one too.
Well,
and here's Logan.
Yeah. How did he get away with this? He's through the middle. He's behind Jay, who ends up, I don't want to say causing it, but
gets hit.
He'll have a bit of damage there, but he does get away with it for the most part.
And look at that. Nobody else behind him survives, and apart from, I think, Travis and Brandon Briggs as well. Back to live pictures.
So then, 4 on the lead lap. LeGrave and Cook 1 lap down. Many others preparing for points at this stage.
Still repairing, yeah.
Yeah, Bill Bondsman's already been for more than 8 minutes repaired earlier on. Chaser McCook for 3 minutes. Well, I won't go through them all, but we'll be here all day. There's not many others out there who are actually even still, never mind laps down, even still in the race at all at the moment. We've only got side by side at the front row. I reckon these 5 might get into single file and they might ride around for a little bit here as we complete lap 26 here at Daytona. Oh dear, racing up to the back of them here.
Wow, it could have a huge
on
advantage.
The outside line.
Tyres are already warm, ready to
it's
go.
McCook.
Yeah.
Green flag.
It's McCook who flies up to the outside. Got to be careful doesn't get a penalty for being too aggressive here, getting up towards the front. But here we go, 6 in the field as we restart from Daytona. An extraordinary sight as we get the Oakhouse Racing Xfinity Series back on the green.
And you can see the damage at the moment there on the 23 as well, too. There's a slight bit of damage and it scrubbed him speed big time. Look at that. You just can't get the speed of the rest of them. They're going to start leaving him alone soon. He's going to be down at least a second or two by the end of this lap, as you can see. Chase, and it looks like somebody else is blinking.
The Grave.
Like the Grave, yeah. That's David.
Yeah, they want to get past Biggs because otherwise they won't stay in the group, and that's the right call. Biggs has not got the speed to stay in, but at least he's on the lead lap.
Yeah.
He can still get points from this, still get good points from this as well. Gill is going to push Burton. Compton's going to be there as well. Is it too early to say it's these 3 for the win?
I think it might be still too early. We're not even halfway through this race yet. We could have another big one.
There's Burns. James Burns is coming out. 3 laps down, about to be 4 down.
The problem with another big one right now is that you're going to have no cars remaining. I think maybe you and I can jump into a car and we'll get out there and we'll probably win our first race ever just by being there.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is why I advocate so much for staying at the back of the field. And the guys who said they were going to, I'm afraid, were not. They were beginning to make their way up the field, which is what's made this all even a little bit worse here for the numbers of drivers that are actually out of this race at this stage, or at least out of the running. But I think it's a good call for this series to remove the faster pair, to try and keep things, make sure. I feel sometimes when people have faster pairs, they race as if they've got 9 lives, and that's not always a good watch. And unfortunately, sometimes accidents still do happen, and and most of the field haven't got anything to repair with now, and they're a long way back. But it doesn't happen too often. Meantime, McCook and LeGrave get to the lead here. They've unlapped themselves. So if there's a caution now, they have unlapped themselves. They were fighting for the free pass, but now they are ahead of the lead lap drivers, who are more than happy to let them lead.
Yeah, exactly. As these drivers have got to get back up to the back of the field here at the moment, because now that they've just unlapped themselves, they should be maybe the quickest, but they've got to work together. That's the only thing, isn't it? Once you break away from this pack behind, you're not really going to be breaking away too much. That's Travis, you can see in the 3rd car, the 92 behind them. There's the 410 in the 1 once again, but they're not going to be able to just scoot away, are they? Because there's just not enough cars. In fact, if anything, you're going to get Travis coming back to put a lap back there on Brady, sorry.
Yep. So, but that will be fine because he'll get the free pass. So that's okay. They've got to get single file there. Well, I suppose it doesn't matter. I'm thinking like there's a pack behind them who are trying to catch them, but there just isn't. So maybe it doesn't matter so much. But yeah, slightly strange to have LeGrave on the outside on his own like that. I wonder if Compton's got damage here that he's struggling with at the moment. He did come in twice, don't forget, under that caution there. His most recent one only for 5 seconds, which suggested to me that he got it all repaired. But he's hanging off the back at the moment. I don't know whether this is out of fear or speed.
It's interesting, isn't it? Just 180 miles an hour. He'll lift off a little bit, so as you can see this approaching up there. But I don't know. He's starting to keep with him. We'll keep an eye on our fastest 5 for 5 to see if he gets his name in there at all. Yes, he will actually. But we still got to get up to full speed yet, because we haven't had really proper 5 laps yet of green flag racing.
And there's only 5 in this group anyway, so it's going to be these 5, isn't it?
True.
I suppose. Burns and Biggs are on their own, as far as I know. Biggs is going to have to battle hard to stay on the lead lap himself here. If this is a long green flag run, he's already lost a third of a lap, and he's completely on his own. He needs to. Is that Burns behind? Maybe in the background. They need to slow up for one another and try and work together here.
Yeah, they should.
They're not going to go as fast as these guys, but they will limit the damage. that is being done to them at the moment. So many cars out of the race, as you can see. Kevin Nerat is still trying to get that car repaired. So is Frank Ranger, Ryan Wayne, Sean LeGrave, Michael Cole and Bill Bonsma. But they've all been in there for 10 minutes each now, and they could be in there for some time longer.
As you can see on the track map, though, to shut up there for a second, that's where the other two cars, they have managed to join up together, as you can see on the track map. And that's, believe it or not, that's P4 back there too, on that dot that was there. That's Brandon Biggs here. He's P4. Can you believe that at the moment? You're running all the way down here at the moment, and you're in P4.
Oh, his car's ruined as well.
Yeah.
Yes, Chalky says his back hurts. Not surprised.
Yeah.
After that. Goodness me. One of the bigger crashes you're likely to see.
11 flips apparently that purebred Fred has counted. One of the biggest flips I've ever seen.
Yeah.
In broadcasting.
Yeah, it was the way he was sort of springing out of the ground that was quite extraordinary, wasn't it?
Just the nose hit the grass, didn't it? It gave it a huge extra bounce and then kept going. Look at the damage on the back.
Wow, look at this. LeGrave and McCook are fighting hard at the moment. They're trying to stay on the lead lap. They're trying to, if they're going to be one lap down to Burton, try and be the free pass. And, well, LeGrave is treating this as the leader of the race at the moment. He's weaving from one side to the other. Gill and Compton are giving them a very wide berth at the front as well. And here comes Burton now. He wants to put them a lap down.
He's having some fun racing with them, that's for sure. But considering you're leading this race at the moment, as Travis is, you don't want to be getting yourself into a wreck here with these drivers that are just trying desperately to stay on the lead lap.
Gill says, I want to be at the front of all this and away from the chaos, and he comes through to lead a lap here on lap 35. They're starting to fight a little bit harder, these guys, right now. Not sure for what, to be honest with you, but they are starting to fight a little bit harder. Of course, there are 5-point bonus points for the most laps led, and any one of these guys can still get that. Burton is tying with Beasley now for that as they come on to the backstretch. That is LeGrave on his own down on the low side, and here come the others. Again, not sure what this is all for, really, but it's entertainment at least.
We still have drivers that are in pit road getting repairs as well, on top of that one. Someone been in there for about 13 minutes now there, Ewan. Whether they'll come back out or not, but they're on the meatball clock, so they got to wait for those repairs to be done. They just can't come out anytime they want.
Oh, and that's off the back from Burton suddenly. Is he going to lose the draft pack there? That will be pretty like annoying.
Yeah.
No, he's okay. He's okay. Just being brought back into the group now with a bit of low line through 1 and 2. He'll have an almighty run as well. Oh no, he's lifting off, so he's now he's hanging around at the back, and none of these guys wants to lead.
Big time on and off the throttle.
But yeah, look at this. They're letting LeGrave go.
Yeah.
Well, they are lit. That none of these guys want to lead here. There's fuel games happening. I mean, to be fair, you can understand why, because they might be close to making it on one stop. Although we heard earlier actually that might really not be possible. See the lap times this time around. 52.0, 54.7 from that's Brandon Biggs, sorry. 52.0, sorry, from Logan Gill, who's leading this race. They were quicker in qualifying on their own, and that is a very, very slow lap time. So they're playing a real game of cat and mouse at the moment, these leaders.
But even letting him through, isn't it? Like, he's not going to have enough pace, is he, by himself? Really? Got to catch back up. That had to really be lifting off from Brady here.
This is so slow from the leaders. Compton leads a lap this time round.
Oh wait, I've got it in half
all
speed.
Round.
Sorry, let me put it at. No, I'm kidding. This is at full speed.
Yeah. Fuel saving in full effect. It absolutely is. This is Burton hanging around at the back of the group. really trying to make sure he gets the maximum out of this. But I mean, this is extraordinary, isn't it? This is absolutely remarkable. They are still catching Biggs and about to put him a lap down, but LeGrave is I respect Brady LeGrave for this. Says I don't want to do any of this fuel saving nonsense, and I'm going to go on up the road. And Burton might have just gone a little bit too far away from the others here. He's out of the draft, isn't he? All the way back there.
So close to it, isn't he? But look at the speed. Only 167. Should be up around 180 here.
He's half throttling.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not interested in the draft. He's just fuel saving here. Because, earlier on, it was a risk to say, maybe it's going to go green to the end because there were so many of them. But now there's so few, maybe this is going to go to the end, green flag all the way.
Should be a big stretch. Once again, look at Logan Gill. So he should be getting up to 180, approaching it soon. But let's see if he lifts a little bit. Yep, there's the lift. Completely.
That's that arc over the top of the miles per hour there is the...
that throttle, yeah.
Yeah, the throttle just throttling that back a little bit. McCook gets back onto the lead lap again. But they need a caution really for this to work. Compton is going to continue to lead laps though, and this is bizarre, isn't it? It's a slow bicycle race at the moment, trying to save the fuel. Really odd.
Top teasers with the Arby's there as well too. We've got no Arby's over here in Australia. I think you got no Arby's over there in the UK either. So that's just teasing. I don't know if you've ever had Arby's, but it's great. I feel like some right now, but I can't have any. Can you guys mail some to me, please? I'll shoot my address details in the chat.
I'll say I was sent an advert though for one of their foods recently. It looked absolutely grim.
It's just a whole bunch of meat stacked in between a bit of bread, mate. Like, roast beef and all that.
I could do that at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, Burton's not interested in this group anymore, is he? 7 seconds away. He's not interested. 40 laps to go. So how far can these guys make it in terms of fuel here? And how far do they need to make it in terms of fuel to actually make it to the end from the stop that they're next going to make here, I wonder? Well, not sure at the moment. LeGrave passes Biggs meantime further out front, so Biggs now drops to 5th position, and he's going to be off the lead lap very soon. I think that car is really damaged, and hoping for another caution, but he's going to lose 4th and 5th position very soon, I think.
So the drivers start spread out on the track. I'll show the track map up as well. Where are we? There's 5th place that's just passed. These are the leaders. Some of them, that is. With Brad Compton that's leading here. And then Logan Gill's a little further back here. Of course, we've got a lap car in between.
Jason McCook's leading them around, yeah. But even he's doing all the fuel saving right now as well, so I don't know what that's all about.
We do have a couple more drivers that have come out of pit road there, Ewan, so they have done those repairs. And for a long time, as you can see some of them, we've still got a few more that are in down in pit road. It's not 19 minutes, by the way, too, but it's, as you can see, it's a chunk of time, really.
I think as his Biggs getting put a lap down now, he'll get the free pass though, so he'll be fine. If there is another caution in this race, which there may not be. There's only 3 more drivers, though, actually on pit lane right now trying to repair the car. Ranger LeGrave, Sean LeGrave, and Michael Cole, the only ones still on pit lane. And 20 minutes since that accident now. Still, there is a lot of damage on those cars.
But it's crucial points in the championship, isn't it? Because just getting out there and... at this point, when there's only a handful of cars, you can get yourself some crucial points in this championship. And it's important for Logan, isn't it, going into this with a nice lead, just to basically finish this race. It'll extend his lead even more in the championship.
Yeah, and how's this, by the way, for just a show of just how strong these guys who are up towards the top in points have been so far this season, and how good they are at this sort of stuff. Points leader Logan Gill's here, as you say. 2nd place in the points. Brad Compton is here as well. Third place in the points, Jason McCook is here as well. 5th place at the moment. Yes, nearly a lap down, but is here. You know, isn't that just a show of that these are 3 of the best drivers we've got in this series, and even on a chaotic day like this, they're able to survive, get through the field, and stay up towards the front when it matters here.
I just want to go back and have a look at how Brad Compton managed to survive that too. I don't think Logan Gill's going to be looking for an overtake just yet. Yes, sir. We'll just go back and have a look. How did Brad Compton survive this chaos that ensued earlier?
Out the back.
Yeah. So it's all going to get pole-shaped up there in a second. Bang. He's just going to lift off completely. He had enough time, didn't he? And
oh, dear.
Go down to the infield. Doesn't even go down the infield.
No, just slows down. But look at the 2 in front of him, by the way. If we see that again, the 2 right in front of him there just accelerated, even though they saw what was going on in front. You know,
that's true.
Compton did the right thing.
Yeah.
I don't know who the 2 in front were, 27 being one of them. That's Bill Ponsma. Why did these guys not slow down at this stage?
No, they didn't they? They just gassed it.
Not at all.
Yeah. That's probably the reason why. You look back at that footage for those drivers right now, you might go, why didn't we lift off and do what Brad Compton did? Because this Brad Compton, I mean, you could gas it and try to see if you can go underneath the flipping car there of Che. But no, there it is. Looks like we got some live pit stops too. So LaGrave comes in.
Bradley LaGrave's in, yeah. So 36 to go, 35 rather. That is too far to go on a tank of fuel. But interesting that LaGrave is making a pit stop at this stage. We'll see how that transpires. Yep, we'll go up on the right side at least, possibly the left as well.
Yes. Is there any way to pull up the point standings? No, unfortunately. You wouldn't be able to read it. It's too small. But Ewan can read it out to you, at least, and let you know.
Yeah, I can read it. So Logan Gill is leading the points at the moment with 855. 95 behind is Brad Compton in second. Chaser McCook is 125 behind. 135, sorry, behind. Then it's George Karafidis, another 2 points behind him. He's tied with Howard Peoples for 4th, but neither of them are here today. Wesley Beasley and Kevin Nerrat, who are both out of this race, are tied in 6th place. They are 160 points back. Then Jay Trockey is also out. Frank Ranger as well is getting repairs. Rounds out the top 10 at the moment. I think the contenders really we're looking at are, at the moment, Gill, Compton and McCook, with Karafidis and Peoples not here today. And they are all here. The 3 of them are all here at the moment, fighting for, well, 2 of them anyway, the race victory. Compton and Gill, who seem to have picked up the speed a little bit, or maybe it's just a long shot that makes it look like they're going very, very fast, because last lap was still in the 52s for them both.
Yeah, 51s now.
That's the average, 51, yeah. I think this average is going to get slower if we see this over the line.
Last lap was the last lap there. This is the fastest 5 in the last lap.
Yeah, but that includes some people who are getting repairs who haven't done another lap since the crash.
That's true,
yeah. So Travis Burton was the fastest of them there, which is a little bit puzzling because he was on his own earlier, and now he's catching by 2 seconds a lap to Compton and Gill. I don't know why he voluntarily lost the crash, I must say. Very unusual. 32 laps to go when they get to the line. They're not that far away from making this a one-stop race from here to the finish. They've done about 24, 23 laps on this tank of fuel. We were hearing 26 odd earlier. So they do need to save quite a bit of fuel throughout the day, but I think they can make this on one pit stop.
I think you're right, absolutely. 33 laps remaining, make that 32. As across the line, start another one. These 2 drivers with as you can see on the timing tower there, a 16-second gap over to Travis Burton, who is coming in now, Ewan.
Well, so that's why he was accelerating there. He realised that the fuel he'd got was what he's got, and so he accelerates with it, and he now comes into pit lane. 32 laps to go, though. That is too far. He is going to need to make another pit stop after this one in this race.
See if he also gets up on the jacks there and changes some tyres. He was going to fill it up heavy. No. Don't see him up on the jacks at all. So I'll be happy with these tyres.
Should at least take 2.
Nope. Just gasolina. 13-second gasoline pit stop.
Yep. And he's packed it full, and he's on his way again. Still in, well, he was still in third. He's now fourth.
Cook. Yep.
And McCook's left the leaders behind, by the way, Compton and Gill. They are completely locked together on their own strategy right now for first and second.
That Traby took 2 tyres, but we know that wasn't true at all. But he did take fuel.
Yep.
So, as you can see, leaders, 24 and 25 laps between them that they've been on this running for. Chase is now in, Ewan.
Yeah. So chasing into the pit lane now, putting everyone but the 2 leaders on the 1 lap down, Compton and Gill. So they still need to go a bit further if they want to make this race a one-stop, but I think Compton and Gill are going for this now. They're still in the 52s. They are in fuel save mode.
I don't need more lights. You can see it. It'll be a little dinged up on the back there. I wonder if he's going to chip out any of those repairs, or if he's just going to be happy to let it go. No, there it is. You can already see the flames coming out of the exhaust. That means he's putting it in gear and ready to hit the loud pedal. And that's a pretty quick pit stop there, about 12 seconds to be fueled up for the number 14. He should come back
the
out
Grave will be coming up very quick here.
Yep, there he is. So here comes Brady, which will get himself up into P5. But he's still, well, he's okay on the pit stop, isn't he? Because he boxed back on lap 44.
He has to stop again, that much is certain.
So when are these 2 going to come in?
Well, I think at least another lap here. They're going to go another lap, then they've done 28 laps on this stint, and they've got to do another 28 after this. So, yeah, maybe the end of this one, sorry. Let's see if they do, though. Biggs is in the pit lane, and his car might be even more damaged. Is that how it's been the whole time?
Yeah, it has been like that the whole time.
Yeah.
It's almost like the front wheels are almost lifted up off the... I just wonder if he's going to repair this, because it's really cost him a lot of time. But then again, he's essentially the last driver, isn't he, on the track, really, I think.
And if it's minutes, then, you know, he's not going to lose minutes carrying on with it. So, you know, he might as well carry on, as frustrating as it is. Because he can get 5th here if he... sorry, 6th place if he continues on with this.
He's
Burns is 3 laps behind him still.
It looks like it might have been repaired a little bit. No? Nope.
4 tyres, and he is stationary for a bit longer.
Yeah. Anyway.
So maybe he's tired of this.
Back to the leaders, because we're expecting them to come in soon. Yeah, keep an eye on him. He's still in.
On again. So
Biggs is still in pit lane, so I think he's definitely choosing that to repair that. But you know, he's the last driver, isn't he? Essentially. Oh no, we do have Burns out there still, 4 laps down.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's got time to keep that P6 position.
But I think he should only have gone and done that if he knew he could repair it all before Burns would get to him. And Burns incidentally in pit lane now himself.
Anyway. Yeah. Look at... Oh, I thought that was missing a hood there for a second. Burns is in. So, Biggs could stay in here even longer now, couldn't he? I mean, knowing that Burns is in.
Well, a little bit, yeah.
If he wants. Just all he's got to do right now is just try to secure that P6. Essentially at this point. Unless, of course, there's an accident that comes between these 2 drivers. Probably the closest chance you're going to have an accident happening at the moment, because everybody else is spread out across the super speedway here in Daytona.
They are indeed. These are the 2 leaders. And now they're coming in. 26 laps remaining. They've done much of the fuel saving in this stint here. Maybe a little bit more required before they come to the finish. But they're both in now. Gill and Compton, the top 2 in the points.
Yeah.
Neither needs a speed here. Neither can miss their box.
Look at that. Perfect for each other too.
Absolutely locked together in this race, these 2.
Battle of the pit crews. There he is. So you can see the flames coming out of Logan. He's going to be ready to go. There he goes. So is Compton.
He's still in the draft. Oh, and there is Burns coming out.
Burns,
Is that?
yeah. I think it was. No.
Yep. So he was out there for a while, and now this is McCook and somebody.
Ooh.
Must be Biggs, I think, who's repaired that. Oh no, that's Burns. Sorry.
Yeah,
it was Biggs coming back out onto the racetrack.
Yep.
So Biggs is about. Oh, Biggs hasn't repaired all of his car,
he's still got
and Burns is only half a lap behind him, so he's going to drop to 6th place now. He should have carried on, or 7th rather. He should have carried on with the damage he had.
Yeah, they're going to get past him pretty quickly at the moment too. You can see. Well, LeGrave's in now. This is interesting. Brady and
Not been out there very
McCook.
long.
No. Oh, looks like a black flag too for Chase McCook. Has he gone too fast in the pit lane?
That was very fast into pit lane. That was definitely speeding.
Stop it, son. I didn't think you were allowed to go through. I didn't think you were allowed to drive through that many pit boxes at once. Interesting.
I think he can get away with it. Well, Compton and Gill are still the ones fighting for the race lead. Maybe Biggs has got some decent speed here. Maybe the repairs have been enough.
He seems to be keeping up with them, at least.
He does, yeah.
You can see the dented up panel.
But then again, what's the lap time for these two here as they come across the line? This is the first time they've been out there since the pit stops, and they are in the 50s. So they are going quite quick, and Biggs can keep with them. So this is encouraging.
Chase is in. Oh, there you go. McCook's just come out now. He had a 50-second pit stop too, so he must have chipped out some repairs.
Biggs is starting to lose it now. So he was able to stay there for a little bit, but as the other two wind it up, he can't quite go with them. And it's Compton versus Gill for the race win. I mean, can't quite comprehend what Travis Burton has managed to do here. Again, don't understand why he put himself out of the draft earlier. He's going to have to make another pit stop as well before the finish here. It is between these 2 points leaders to fight for the win.
Yeah, he's been out there obviously for 8 laps since his last pit stop, and with 23 to go. Unless he's going to fuel save, which he could stretch it fuel save. Let's have a look at Travis for a second. He's getting a nice little push here, but we're right on board to see if he's saving anything.
I mean, he dropped away, I think, last time to go and save, but why would you do that in the draft? I don't know.
Yeah, 180. That's normal. You'd say. Anybody wanted to tuck in behind the 7, wouldn't he? If you want to try to save a bit of fuel. And that's Burns, who's essentially the last place driver in this race tonight.
Yeah, we still have lots of those who are a few who are those who are pitting at the moment, or repairing. Sorry, LeGrave and Cole. Because if you can get those repaired before the end of the race, and you just do a lap, you could go up to 8th. so it is worth it if you can do it. But at the moment, LeGrave and Cole have spent more than 35 minutes repairing, and they're still not done yet.
I don't. So I'm just wondering if our French Wranglers even goes up that high. Is that the reason why it's not showing it in there?
Oh no. That only comes through when they leave the pit lane. Yeah,
that's true.
It doesn't go up on a counter. Yeah,
and the drivers have retired, so it won't show the ones that are retired now as well. Well, the ones that are out. Because there's drivers that have spent, like Frank Range has been in there for 33 minutes, my friend, but he has retired. Yeah,
so he gave it a go for a while, and then retired. But yeah, other guys like You know, I
Sean's
think
in
Andrew
here
Floyd, for
still.
example, spent 30 seconds, I suppose, saw the damage and thought, no, that's enough.
Is he in the
that,
car?
that car doesn't look ready to come out, does it?
I don't see if he's in the car. They've got a really bad pit lane lighting down here in Daytona, you know? It's just hard to see if it's a
I
driver
think they
in
have
there.
to be in there, don't they? I suppose not.
Don't think you
Maybe they're
have
not.
to. Maybe the drivers out
but
there
I think
can
they
let
are
us
in the
know
session.
if you...
Yeah, the cars will continue to repair as long as they're in the session. As Gill takes the lead from Compton, by the way, just an exchange of positions there as they run. And a bit of a side draft from Compton, and he wants to lead now. So they're starting to size each other up here. 20 laps to go, and they're going to the end of this race. These two. See who comes out on top, but it is just between these two. They're into the 49s as well, so they're starting to go a bit quicker now.
That's right. 20 laps to go. Make that 19 as they cross the stripe here in Daytona. You can see everybody's hung out, haven't they, after the NASCAR Cup Series race earlier, and they've hung out to watch all the Oakhouse Racing Xfinity Championship tonight. So appreciate all the Floridians and people from all over the United States of America and international that have stayed to get the best bang for the buck out of their tickets this evening. Although they might be a bit disappointed after seeing how the field get wrecked out. And Cletus McFarlane wasn't even driving in this one. He's not going to let that truck his truck debut down, will he? After being wrecking out after early in the race by himself.
Yeah, well,
Going to get the chat blowing up with the Cleater talk now.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
You can see the fast laps, by the way, the fact that these two are going faster than the rest. I don't know where the rest of them are, to be honest, in terms of if they're in groups or whatever. Burton is still on the lead lap but being caught by these guys. There's quite a group around Burton, actually. I think LeGrave's on his own. He's only one lap down. I don't know quite how. Yeah, McCook had that speeding penalty, didn't he? That's how he's 2 laps down. So yeah, there's a couple of groups around at the moment, but this is for the race lead, and we'll see whether Burton can get carried to the front by these guys, because Gill and Compton are fighting here. They're using the side draft. Compton gets past now into turn 1. He's not clear though, so they're side by side. I wonder who Burton has around him, if anybody here. It is Burns and Biggs. So Biggs is not going to be much help, but James Burns has got a decently fast car.
Yeah.
And they're going side by side. They need to get in line here and try and get together to catch the leaders.
They do, don't they? Yeah, if they all three here can work together, they'll be in a good position. Because we know that there's a bit of damage, don't we, on the other car that's a little bit further back there. So if you can hang with him, we'll try. Unfortunately, as you can see, their names aren't to the top of the fastest 5 for 5 laps. That's where you need to be right now if you want to catch these leaders. You need to be in that 49 club. In fact, 48 club would be great, but I don't think with just 3 cars would be enough, would it, to get yourself into the 48s?
No, probably not. And maybe if the other 5, apart from these 2, got themselves together, they'd be able to go quicker, but I don't think they're going to find this very easy the way that it is at the moment. And so these 2 are just sizing each other up now, as I say, and how is this race going to end? Gill and Compton are going to fight for this race, being very, very hard. I mean, in terms of laps led, it could be quite important as well. I reckon Gill probably is getting close to have led the most now, and there's an extra 5 bonus points for that, but when the 2 of them fight for a championship, which could get quite close towards the end, they will want to... Yeah, they'll want to lead the most laps and get those 5 bonuses. But as I say, Compton at the start of the day is, 95 behind. Surely he's got to finish ahead of Gill here and try and close as much as possible.
And these 2 are having some fun, but he's going to be a little bit careful. The switcheroo. think, and in that P1 and P2, that's practically guaranteed for them. Pretty easy. But then again, they want to have some fun out here, don't they? They want to battle each other. It's going to be interesting as we get down to that last 8 laps to go. Who wants to sneak themselves in the front there and break the draft? And who wants to slipstream? Get a slingshot in the dying laps of this race to get your nose just ahead of the driver. I think that's what it's going to come down to, isn't it? There you go.
It's hard to know what to say about these front two at the moment with the way it's going on. Yeah, they're just trying to figure each other out, as they're saying. It's going to go on for some time. 13 to go when they get to the line here in a moment. They will be halfway through this final stint of 26 laps, and now the jockeying for position just begins a little bit. Back up into the 50s last lap for these two. I think this could be a 50 as well. That's the last 5. And Burton is getting closer, but obviously it needs to be a lot quicker than them if he's got going to close the 25 second, or to the 20 second gap rather. Yeah, this time 51 seconds. So the mind games have started now.
Yes, sir. I think we're joined by Jay as well, too, in the booth, who took the flip record of all time earlier with about 11 flips. He's coming to chat to us. Here he is, Jay.
On board with...
Hey, guys.
How's your back?
Hey, Jay Trocky's just joined us, by the way. How's your back?
It's good. I just got cleared from the medical center.
I mean, it was a spectacular crash, wasn't it? I mean,
Yeah, it was crazy.
just tell us what it was like from being in there. You told us at the beginning you were going to, or before the broadcast, you were going to hang around at the back, and the one moment for that race that you weren't, that was happening in front of you.
Well, yeah, I just hung out back there and figured, give it, 10 or 15 laps, kind of everybody get in line, get a rhythm, whatever. And we had that pit stop. I took some fuel and was up front, so I was like, you feel confident around the people I was around. They're all good. And then out of nowhere, that guy just come barreling through the center and just disrupted everything. And I'm, at that point, I was kind of committed to being up front, so I didn't really have enough room to... I tried to slow down and almost avoided it, but when I got hit in the back, that kind of took care of it.
Yeah. Well, it was going to be very hard to avoid from up there, absolutely. I mean, from a, perspective, imagining you weren't in this race, you look at that and you think, well, I looked at the start of this race anyway, I thought, there's no faster pairs here, so everybody's going to be taking things a little bit more carefully early on, so that, that kind of thing doesn't happen. But do you think that actually makes a difference in these races? I really feel like when I see Daytona races with faster pairs, everybody drives like they've got their hair on fire, and because they know they can just come in pit lane and go again. But seeing this, does it really make much of a difference based on what we've seen in this race, do you think?
I mean, I think it has made a difference through the season, but it just took one person to mess that up. And that's what sucks about having the fast repairs or having no fast repairs, is because it's not fair for the guys that cause a wreck and then get to be fixed. But it sucks for the guys that are involved and didn't have nothing to do with it. But I think it's better to not have them. I mean, really, it does promote cleaner driving. It just, tonight was just one of them off deals that unfortunately ended up the way it did.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, by the way. It's just, I think one of those things here today. It could happen at Daytona any time. As Travis Burton, by the way, comes into pit lane, having to make an extra pit stop compared to Gill and Compton, means that Burton is going to finish at best in third. I don't think Craig Road is going to be able to catch up for third place. What do you make of this leading battle here, Jay, between Gill and Compton? How are they going to sort this out? Because I have seen races sorted like this at Daytona in the past, but it doesn't happen very often. So what is going to be the key here to settling this fight for the win?
I mean, Brad's just going to have to wait to the last lap He just got to set it up perfect. You know, it's all about timing. If he can get a run on Logan, and you know, it'll be one of them side by side close finishes. Hopefully, that's the only way I feel it would be able to do it. You know, he's got to leave that perfect gap so we can get a run on him. But we'll see what he does.
Yeah, we will.
He's going to take the.
I think he's going to stay with us for the rest of the race, so just to chat along and find something to talk about for the next 7 laps before the final lap, because I imagine that's where it's all going to be settled, if I'm honest.
But
based on what you told us earlier on fuel, I think, you know, this is just going to happen at all the very end, isn't it? And they're going to go to the end as well, it seems, these two. I think Gillen Compton came in with 26 laps to go anyway, and they've already done all their fuel saving. I think they're going to go to the end.
Yeah, I agree.
Logan,
hey, I'm happy my teammate.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm happy my teammate Chasing McCook's still out there. So we got one of us representing.
There he is. The only thing at the moment here I want to say is that Logan could take the most laps led in this race too, because if you look at it down to 7 to go here, it's 20s to 22.
From Gill as he
so if I was
around a little bit, and Compton
needs to try to maintain that, doesn't he?
Hangs off the back and
get that.
They just figure out how they're going to sort this out. 52 that time round again, so they've got some real time to play now, with Burton taking that pit stop there and now going a lap down. They've got some real time to figure this one out, and a bit more lifting off as well on the backstretch towards 3 and 4 again. It'd be 6 to go when they get to the line here, and in 6 laps time, one of these two is going to be a winner here from Daytona. Will it be Compton's second win of the season, or Logan Gill's third? Two big championship contenders finding themselves at the very front of the field. I was saying earlier, Joe, that you know, this is a show almost as to how these guys have managed to get themselves up towards the front in the championship, and they're sort of showing that here. But although I guess some would argue that there is a little bit of luck attached to those who've made it through in this race, particularly tonight.
Yeah, but I mean, Logan started in the back too. He just
slowed through. Playing with his food here, gentlemen. Look at that. Logan just completely lifted off on the backstretch and said, okay, Compton, you can lead a couple laps now. This is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ewan. Why would they be doing that, Ewan?
Sorry, Biggles, I couldn't hear you again. I'm not sure what's happening tonight.
Jay, I think when you jump into the room, it somehow must need Ewan.
I need to join after you, otherwise I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Which is not entirely ideal for commentary. What were you saying, sorry?
I said, what was the switcheroo here at the moment there? Why did Logan lift off there and allow Brad to take the lead of this one? Is it wanting to make sure he keeps the lap leaders as well, too, so he leads the most laps? That's interesting.
I can't think why Compton would be, or Gill would want to let Compton get that, you know, that bonus, that mantle of having led the most laps tonight, to be honest. So I think it is purely down to the end of this race where Gill feels that, you know, it's part of the tactics. I'm not sure where he wants to be when he sees the white flag, whether he wants to be in second or whether he wants to lead here. But he thinks that, you know, tactically, handing over the lead at that stage is a good idea. Part of the thing about this, when it's two racing to the line, this could be the case super speedways when it's just two, or road racing sometimes as well. Where do you want to be on the last lap is a real battle, and part of that battle is psychological. Can you sort of trick your rival into almost giving you what you want here going on to the last lap? And not sure what Gill wants going on to the last lap, but he feels that giving over the lead at this stage is the way to get it. 3 laps to go, and he still trails Compton here.
Well, hey, it was fun chatting, guys. I'm going to head out and watch it, but thank you guys for coming on board. Y'all are the best broadcasters we've had, so we appreciate y'all doing this for us, and y'all have a great night.
Well, thanks very much, Jay, for chatting to us briefly, and hopefully we'll see you have better luck on Thursday or Sunday next week.
Yep, sounds good. Thanks.
Cheers. That's Jay Truckee, who was unfortunately retired from this race a long time ago tonight. In fact, everybody who is down there at the moment is retired now. Surely the Grave and Cole are not going to be able to get those cars repaired from now. So only 7 left in the race, and this is the fight for the win. 2 to go when they get to the line. The speed is being ramped up here. 49 last time. What about this time as they properly ramp up the speed? It's a low 49. Compton still leads. He's going to get the bonuses for the most laps led tonight. But who's going to get the big prize of the win at Daytona in a lap and a half's time?
That's going to be the key, isn't it? I think Logan's going to want to try to steal this one away from Compton. And here we go. There it is. So he's moving out to the high side. Compton on the inside here. Coming down to
3 and 4.
Yep, 3 and 4.
And Gill's on the outside, so is this a case of the leader is going to have the advantage, or is Compton going to... Oh, there's lap traffic too, so it's not going to be quite so simple as they see the white flag. 2.5 miles at Daytona to settle the race victory in round 7.
Oh, that tank slapper in the fence might not be too good. It'll actually give Compton a bit of speed here, but they've got to go on the inside there because of the traffic, as you said. They'll get past the 23. Will that give Compton an advantage on the backstretch for the last time?
Yeah, Biggs finishes 7th tonight, having gotten lapped for a 5th time as the white flag waves. Logan Gill pulls to the outside on the backstretch. Compton to the inside. So now Gill wants to let him go, and then he can go for it off of 4 on the run to the line. Compton leads through 3 and 4. Gill pulls in immediately back behind him, but he hasn't given himself much space for a bit of a slingshot. Compton's going to chase him out wide. Gill gets the run out of turn 4. It's going to be a photo finish to the line between the points leaders.
Gill.
But Logan Gill round the outside goes through, and he wins at Daytona in the Oak House Racing Xfinity Series. 100th of a second the gap at the line. They both laid their cards on the table. They both got what they wanted, I think, on the last lap there. Compton wanted to defend from the front. Gill wanted the slingshot off of 4, and it was Logan Gill who takes his 3rd race victory of the season with victory at Daytona.
And here's your photo finish, my friend. That's just nothing in it, wasn't it? Just that momentum on the high side.
Yep, 100th of a second.
There it is. There it is.
Nicely done. And he will come round to take the donuts, take the applause as he takes to the halfway stage of the season with more than 100 points over the rest of the field. There it is, the podium finishes. Logan Gill winning in front of Brad Compton and Travis Burton, who ends up in 3rd, 1 lap down here tonight from Daytona. Logan Gill gets the burnout going in the grass, and he might be there for some time as he celebrates victory for the 3rd time this season. We'll have a look at the race results in just a second here after 200 miles in the Xfinity Series tonight in the Oak House Racing Series. We'll be back for 125 miles in the Truck Series again on Thursday as that championship continues to hot up. But it's Logan Gill who wins here tonight, the leading 23 laps, 200ths his gap in official results ahead of Brad Compton, with Travis Burton ending up 1 lap down. Brady LeGrave was 2 down, getting ahead of Chaser McCook, who had that speeding penalty there pretty late on. James Burns 4 laps down, getting in front of Brandon Biggs, who suffered really with that damage for a long time. Finished in 7th though. All of the others retired from this race, including Kevin Nera, Jay Truckee, Jay LeGrave, Joshua Wise, Frank Ranger, Ryan Wayne, David McCullough, Sean LeGrave, Andrew Floyd, John Edwards, Michael Cole and Wesley Beasley and Bill Ponsmer, all in that big crash. John Russo pulled over on the green just before that. Let's have a chat to 3rd place Travis Burton, who joins us now in the commentary box for a bit of a chat. Travis, congratulations on a 3rd place run tonight at Daytona in a rather strange end to the race, it must be said. Let's talk about that big crash though, how you managed to get through it and how you managed to give yourself a chance at a good result tonight. How did you get yourself through the crash?
Yeah, I saw on the restart that everyone was getting a little extra racy, and I backed off. I backed off a little bit too much to where I lost the draft, which in the end actually helped me, because once I came around turn 2, the 46 was just flipping down the backstretch, and I was like, oh, this is a big one. And once we got to the pace car, I saw that there was only like 4 of us left, 3 of us without much damage, and I was like, okay, I didn't expect that, but unfortunately for me, I didn't have enough fuel to where I had to pit twice. I couldn't save enough to where it kind of ruined my chance to win, but I'll take a P3, and I'm glad Logan and Brad, both of them, got first and second.
So we were wondering why you backed off away from the draft at one stage there, because Logan and Brad were both fuel saving as well. Understand that they were in different fuel situations to you, but would it not, or was it not possible for you to stay in the draft and fuel save in their draft around this circuit, other than going on your own, which is what it seemed to me that you did in the end? You had to, or maybe you had to sort of back away, and you had to go alone in terms of initially trying to save enough fuel to get to the end. Yeah,
well, I was initially about 4 laps short, which I tried to save. I think I got it within 2. But after I pit the first time, once I ran out, I was like, I'm just going to go flat out this entire rest of the time and just come in and pit again, because I saw that, I think it was Brady, in the one car behind me, was basically already a lap past, like a lap down from me. So I was like, if I come in again, I'm basically guaranteed P3, and let them fight it out, and maybe they'll wreck. Who knows? But it seemed like a good finish between them two. So.
Well, congrats on getting to third place, nevertheless, tonight, Travis, because a lot of the guys didn't even complete the race. So congratulations, and thanks for chatting to us at the end as well.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. That's Travis Burton, third place tonight at Daytona. Let's continue working our way up the podium, shall we, with Brad Compton, who finishes in second tonight. Brad, congratulations on second place, but tell us about that last lap there. So close to a race victory tonight from Daytona. Just what was the difference there?
Oh, it was extremely wild. I figured I could have checked him up coming out of turn 4, because he ran into the back of me when I let out of the throttle, and I would have had enough just to make it to the flag, but he just side drafted me just enough and got around me. Been nice to had some extra amigos out there and maybe a little bit of help too, but you saw the whole mess there at the start of the race.
Well, absolutely, and we replayed your path through the crash while we were undergreen there, waiting for the end of the race, just at the end there. It was notable to me that you were hanging around at the back. Obviously, that I suppose was a strategy of yours, to hang around at the back at the start of the race. But some of those around you didn't really seem to slow down or react very quickly at all to what was happening in front. Just talk us through your sort of perspective and how you saw the crash going up in front of you there.
Well, I just saw cars. I saw 2 cars just head dead right into the outside wall. So that's when I started checking up. Then, like you said, I had to watch for everybody around me, because them guys are in the back most of the time for a reason. Not being mean or anything like that, but generally they like to pile right into the wreck. Why not? So that's I made sure I was clear and that I actually came to a full stop.
Well, congratulations on getting through that and getting into second place. I know you would have liked the win, but congrats on second place tonight, Brad, and thanks for chatting to us at the end as well.
Yeah, thank you very much, man. You do a good job. Have a good night.
Thanks so much. That's Brad Compton, second place tonight at Daytona. Just in behind Logan Gill, who takes his third race victory of the Xfinity season tonight. Logan, congratulations on a race win. We'll chat about the incident and all the other bits leading up to the last lap in a moment, but tell us about that white flag lap first of all. First of all, where did you want to be seeing the white flag? What was your plan after that as far as taking this race win was concerned?
I wanted to be up top, side by side, because I know, and usually you'll get the better run off the top side in both corners. I knew he was going to go around me, so we were just having fun up there. Me and Brad were just having fun all night. As soon as we got done with that wreck, we were just trying to get to the end. So he got around me, and then I said, I'm gonna have to do something now. So then I started pushing really hard, got around on the outside, and then went around him, and then that was that. A really good finish.
Yeah, and another victory, of course, as well. But let's talk about everything that led up to it with that big crash. You were one of the only drivers, I think, because the others who were on the lead lap there and weren't damaged, like Travis and Brad, were hanging around at the back. You were the only driver right in the middle of all that to actually get out the other side with, yes, a bit of damage, but nothing like what the others seem to have. How did you get through that crash there with so little damage compared to the others?
Man, I wish I could see the replay of it because I want to know too.
Oh, I'll show you.
You know,
I'll show if you like.
All right, let's see this. I'll talk y'all through it.
In the Discord, we're sharing the video. Go on, you can you can talk us through it. Here we go.
So we get a run right here, real big. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to the front, try to lead the pack, right? I want to control the lanes. That's what I'm trying to go up there for. And I thought he could hold his line, and right here, he didn't. At this point, I said, oh, I'm screwed. Go to the bottom as fast as I can and get down there because it's where you usually get through it at. And, oh, wow, didn't look that bad. Oh.
Yep, and then they all crashed behind you, mate.
Yeah, we had about a minute. So I just want to go to the front. I was going to try to push him a little bit and just go to the front, try to control both lanes all raised. As you see, that didn't really work because the car in front of me, though. But we only had a minute of damage, and it worked out pretty good for me. So,
yeah, didn't have too much damage in the end to deal with. But congrats on getting through that and going on to win the race at the end as well, Logan. Thanks for chatting to us at the end of the race, and we'll see you again next week on Thursday or Sunday.
Shout out my buddy Bubba getting married to his wife Melissa Briard.
There we go. Thanks very much,
Just
Logan.
married.
A winner tonight from Daytona. Congratulations again. We'll hopefully see you next week.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Logan Gill. Winner again tonight at Daytona in the Xfinity Series. Well, I don't think I've ever seen a race like that before, Biggles.
No.
if I'm totally honest, one of the biggest crashes I've ever seen at Daytona in the Xfinity Series, certainly in iRacing in recent times, and a good battle for the win as well, but a long green flag run towards the end there and a long waiting game for lap number 80 there. But an unusual race, but an enjoyable finish nevertheless.
It certainly was, yeah. I'd never seen anything like that before in my life when half the field essentially was taken out, if not 2/3 of the field was taken out. But it is what it is. It just happened. Daytona produces the big ones, usually, as you know, super speedways. Talladega, you have those big ones, as well as Atlanta. But it ain't over yet because we're going to go to some shorter tracks there, Ewan, for the rest of our 2026 schedule here for the Oakhouse Racing Xfinity Series.
Yeah, indeed. It's short track week next week at Dover, but after that, it's intermediates or indeed one more super speedway to come. Talladega and Daytona, by the way, have been flipped in that schedule, so it's Talladega to come with 4 rounds to go. But Dover next week, the Monster Mile from the 22nd of February. So make sure you join us for that. We'll be live same time, same place on Motorhouse Broadcasting for that. Don't forget the Oakhouse Racing Truck Series returns on Thursday night. Of course, just before 8 p.m. Eastern, we're live with that next round of the Championship Zone. We're much closer to the end of the season there in the Truck Series as well, don't forget. So make sure you join us on Thursday and Sunday now as we're bringing you every race from the Truck and Xfinity Series side by side here at Oakhouse Racing. Big thanks to everyone who's been tuned in tonight, especially for that long green flag run towards the end, and hope the payoff was good enough with a nice run to the end for Logan Gill, who wins tonight from Daytona just in front of Brad Compton to head into the halfway stage of the season with more than 100 points over the rest of the field in this championship. I've been Ian O'Leary alongside Dean Biggles in the commentary box here on Motormouth Broadcasting. We'll be back on Thursday night with the Oakhouse Racing Truck Series. Hope to see you then. From all of us from Daytona, it's goodbye for now.